You know, 31-17. And like I said in the last video, I wasn't too worried about the game. I thought it was going to be a competitive game. I thought it was going to be like in the 20s where we could win. And I was wrong about the entire game because I'm thinking to myself, it's going to be like a defensive battle. Maybe not people. It's going to be like a bunch of 3-and-outs in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden we start getting a feel for what they're doing in the third and fourth quarter, and then we just pull away. You know, that didn't happen. We started out hot. Aiden O'Connell was on point. He was getting Devontae Adams engaged. He was getting Jacoby Myers engaged, and Hunter Renfrow was engaged. Josh Jacobs had a wonderful first half. 60-yard touchdown run, and Jacoby Myers had a touchdown, and then like I said, Devontae Adams, he got a crucial first down completions, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, we're up 14-0. We're about to we we're about to run these dudes off the field, and I want. This is why it's very important not to hit send, because I had a whole bunch of tweets and a whole bunch of texts to all the Chiefs fans that I know, and I'm like, you see this? You guys are overrated. Your time is done. It's over. Patrick Mahomes is done. Kelsey is done. They should have kept Tyreek Hill. I was feeling the vibe, of the Raiders winning 14-0 in the first half, right? And then, I'm thinking like, oh man, it's about to be a walkthrough, because the defense for the Raiders was able to actually hold the Chiefs offense under 150 yards for most of the first half. And I'm thinking like, oh, we got him figured out. Hit him with Josh Jacobs, hit him with our receiving core, milk the clock, right? And then, like I said, I was gonna talk a lot of trash to all my Chiefs fans that I know, and I was like, you know what? Don't let me hit send, because the Patrick Mahomes, he does what he does. He got 14 points. He led them on two scoring drives, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm worried. Even though we had a great first half, but I'm worried, and any Raider fan will know this, and it's dating back to 2002, since 2002, and it's every coaching regime we've had. Somehow, when we start off hot in the first half, the second half, somehow the other team makes adjustments and we don't do nothing. We just sit there and say, oh, we played 1 half. We're good to go, boys. We're good to go. We won the game. No, we don't. It's so frustrating as a Raider fan to not make adequate halftime adjustments to the adjustments that the other team is making. We're sitting here just thinking like, what are we doing? We got away from what we were doing in the first half. Spread the ball around. Make sure you run the ball. Control the clock. Get manageable third down and distance, as opposed to 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 15. Somehow, we just said no. We don't want to play on offense. The Raider defense, I believe they did the best they could given the situation, being on the field too long and going against Travis Kelsey and Pachenko and Rice. They did their dirt, and Patrick Mahomes gonna be Patrick Mahomes. But man, it's just frustrating because we had them. Like, we had them figured out. Their defense is not that stout, but we should have been putting up points, and we just didn't do that. And it's another game that, unlike the Dolphins game where we had plenty of chances to win, this one we let slip away in the first 8 minutes of the third quarter. That's when we lost that game, because like they just kept getting conversion after conversion, touchdown after touchdown, and then we just couldn't hold them enough, And the defense, I give them credit at the fourth quarter, they did hold them to a couple of field goals, but man, we got to figure something out on offense because we have enough talent to win against elite teams. We have enough talent, and the offensive line did a good job. Did a good job in terms of getting Aiden O'Connell time. You know, it's I just don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. Like I would personally, I would like to have a camera inside the locker room during halftime, just to see what the Raiders coaches and players are talking about. Because it doesn't make sense how we were in the zone for the first half, and in the second half, we just shit the bed. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, and this was a crucial game that we had to win because it would have done better because we're 5-7 now, and it would have been better to beat the Chiefs. You know, we could have stayed ahead of the Broncos, but now the Broncos are surging all of a sudden, and the Chiefs, you know, are still in the first place, and we had a chance to gain a lot of ground, and now we're losing ground. It's one of those things where you're just like, is this the fate of every Raider fan, like for years to come, where we do good in the first half and then we suck in the second half? Is this going to be a habitual thing, or are we going to change this? That being said, I am still optimistic about the season because I saw a lot of good things, even though it was in the first half and it was a completely different offense in the second half. But if we can capture what we did in the first half and expand that to an entire 4 quarters, we have a chance to do some dirt and beat elite teams. We have the talent to beat elite teams. We're not just this mediocre team on the fringe. We have talent. And I feel like the coaching staff and the players, and we have a rookie quarterback too. We got to get on the same page and say, hey, this is what you guys do well. Let's just maximize it. I know our offensive coordinator is in a bad situation because we fired our offensive coordinator, we fired Josh McDaniels, and we fired the GM. So he basically has to piece together a playbook, you know, based on what's already installed. So I get how the offensive coordinator is in a good offensive coordinator Bo is in a hard place. But we got to figure out really quickly what this team does well offensively in order to complement the defense, because the defense has played pretty consistent, not lights out, but pretty consistent in terms of like keeping the game within striking distance for most of the season. So I think it's on the offense for us to for the offense to really say, hey, you know what? Let's install these plays. Let's do this. Let's do that. And let's just go out here and make plays. 31-17. 31-17. I still got hope. I'm a little down, but I got hope. And I think next week we can bounce back. But I'm still on the Antonio Pierce train. Like we should give him an extended look at coaching. So I'm not off the bandwagon. I'm not off the Aiden O'Connell bandwagon either. I'm still a fan of both the coach and the quarterback. We just got to do some fine tuning, and it sucks that the fine tuning has to happen in the mid to late part of the season, but we still got to do it. So I still think we're competitive. It's just next game is a must win though. We have to win. It's a must win game, but I still think we have a chance to make the playoffs and do some dirt. That's just my opinion. Do you think the season's over, Raider fans, or do you think this is just a bump in the road to where we have to figure out how to close games with this new staff and these new offensive philosophy or coaching philosophy, if you will? That being said, Super Bowl, we're still out here. It's just going to be a lot harder to get to the Super Bowl. That's all. Let me know what you guys think. Is it over? And should we be looking for the draft? Or is this going to be a compelling story where we actually have a season for the ages? Let me know.